Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and Handshake Classic Review Series. We are back after our week off due to some technical issues with that Dragon Gate show. Don't you fear, we'll be watching one eventually in the future.
We'll do a Dragon Gate show eventually, and hopefully a better one than that one.
Yeah, I'm hoping we're going to do a more recent one, but I mean,
I'll let you research
I
that
like me
more.
some Shun Skywalker, man. You know what I'm going to go for. So let's get into this one. We're going back to 2004 in a 3-hour epic event in the TNA Impact Zone, TNA Victory Road 2004, the first one.
Was this the first named TNA pay-per-view that wasn't just like NWA TNA
this
weekly
was
pay-per-views?
the first one. This was the first whole thing. So,
yep.
Victory Road would come back in 06, but this show...
They've done a bunch of them, and there's another one coming up later this weekend, or kind of around. The one will happen around the time that this is released. So.
Yeah, so this is kind of being based on that, but
But it's more just we're more using current day TNA as an excuse to go look at some weird old TNA.
Which is the best thing that company can do nowadays. Let's get into it with the first match.
Well, we got Don West shirt.
That's right.
It starts with a shot of Mike Today and Don West, and he has the most silver shirt I've ever seen.
Yeah, Don West, rest in peace.
It was metallic.
This is maybe like a top 5 Don West shirt of all time, if not number 1. If you're like listening to this and you haven't seen this show, imagine a man wearing a silver medal.
Yeah.
That is what he's doing.
It was like an aluminum shirt.
It was so such
weird.
a weird shirt, and it really was just Mike, like him just doing what he does best.
Anyway, into the first match.
So the first match I'm going to review, I actually don't know what dark matches were at all for this show, which is actually kind of surprising because usually I do. The first match was a 20-man gauntlet match.
Yeah, sort of gauntlet, sort of battle royal. It's
a weird TNA thing.
For the other 10 people that watched the MLW Battle Riot, that's what this is. It's like a Royal Rumble until you're down to 2 people. And then it's a regular singles match, pinfall submission, DQ count.
This is a TNA. This is actually.
I like this as a match.
This was like the first TNA match I ever saw was a women's one where I remember it was a Voodoo Gimmick woman, and I think also Kong won. Okay. So good start.
Yeah.
So in this match, this has a lot of people in this match. Oh my goodness. Well, let's go. We'll go just for the vibes here. Starting off, Michael Shane and Spanky, Nosawa Wrong Guy, Chris Sabin, Jason Cross, Alex Shelley, Shark Boy, Psychosis, Sanjay Dutt, Jarrell Clark, The Amazing Red, Puma, Kazarian, D-Ray 3000, who's someone I hadn't heard of, Sonny Siaki, Hector Garza, Matt Sydal, Miyamoto, Mikey Batts, and La Parka.
Puma, for those who don't know, that's TJP, and he was like 20 years old when this was filmed. This match show.
We watched
Destination X 06, I think.
I think so, yeah. And we were like, wow, that guy's he's so young here. He's even younger here.
Yeah, he's even younger here. Real young TJP. Yeah, this was an interesting collection of guys because some of them are like a who's who of people who would go on to be like TNA, like TNA guys. You know what I mean? Like
and
real.
We have Nosawa Ranga.
And then we just have some randos thrown in there. Love Psychosis. Loved La Parka. Hector Garza. Loved the Lucha influence here. Miyamoto was dressed as the Great Muta. Is that just a thing he did? Was he like? Does he have any connection to Muta?
Dude,
or was this just like a tribute gear?
I feel like
or do you have
no
tribute
idea? Gear. So his name is Kazuchi Miyamoto, and he starts off in All Japan.
Okay.
And he comes to Kazuchi. He spends most of his time in All Japan, but he moves, importantly, to Wrestle One. So I would believe that, yes, this is tribute gear.
Tribute gear, okay. So, yeah, that was kind of cool. Ultimately, this was a pretty fun match. It wasn't... It wasn't the Casino Gauntlet from All In, because it's just It was just low card guys. Just get all these low card guys on the.
Yeah, but some of these low card guys are ballers. So
I mean, I said, yeah, some of these low card guys are absolutely ballers. So I don't know. What did you think of it?
I liked it. I really did. For a fun fact, Meltzer reviewed 2 matches from the show. This was one of them. He gave it a 4.
I give it a 3.
I'm gonna go in the middle of you two. I'll give it 3.5.
Okay.
It was a good match to me. A good opener.
Meltzer, he rates Sanjay Dutt's matches too high.
What are you talking about?
He always gives
Dutt's
Sanjay
good.
Dutt these big star ratings. I don't think he's there. I think he's too much of a fanboy for Sanjay Dutt.
That's crazy. You were not there. You were not there for Sanjay Dutt.
I was 1 year old when this happened.
I was 3, so
yeah.
I watched TNA as I was like an 8. So
yeah.
And then Hector Garza wins.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. Garza was pretty fun as a guy in there. Rest in peace, by the way.
Yeah.
And also,
is he related to Angel Garza?
Yes, he's related to Humberto and Angel. Yes, they're all in that group.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Hector Garza is a lucha legend.
Yeah, he's a legend.
I feel like I should bring that up at least.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have an 8-man tag team match.
First, we get the Dusty Rhodes DOA ad, which was really weird.
I did not write down the ads this time. I'm regretting it.
I just wrote down that it was like a Dusty Rhodes. They were, because this was around the 04 election. This was November of 04. So they were doing like a Dusty Rhodes versus Vince Russo, like a vote to see who was going to be the director of authority. Which, in 2024, you do that vote, and it is a landslide. If they give you the real numbers.
In 2004, it's a landslide.
Yeah, but like even more. Like Dusty Rhodes gets easily 80% of the votes now. Rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes.
I don't know. I don't know if we watched it, but there's a TNA episode after Russo comes in. Also, speaking of, Vince Russo's debut in TNA is the best thing he's ever done because Mike Tenay and Don West lose their absolute mind.
Yeah. So it was just an ad. It was just kind of a general, like, kind of parody political ad. And then at the end, it's just, I'm Dusty Rhodes, and I approve of this message.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then we get the second match, which is another big multi-man match.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 8-man tag featuring Ron Killings.
Yep.
Ron the Truth Killings, that he explained.
Love some Ron Killings.
Eric Watts, who's not a bad wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny B. Bad, who is Mark Marrow. And Pat Kenny, who is Pat Kenny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no, that's Simon Diamond.
Simon Diamond, yep.
So we got some who's who of guys.
Some real blue bloods here. Some real
guys who got fired by the WWE.
Yep.
Taking on even more people who got fired by the WWE.
Honestly, this second team's kind of badass.
No, I will agree. The second team's a lot cooler than the first team.
Mm-hmm.
Kid Cash.
Yep. ECW legend.
Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens.
Who would go on to be like huge TNA guys,
right,
the Naturals.
And Lance Hoyt.
Yeah, Dallas, also known as
Lance Archer, Lance Hoyt, Vance Archer, whatever you want to call him. This was a match.
It was short, nothing special.
Short, kind of sweet. Ron Killings had a pretty good. Ron Killings, R-Truth.
He had a good showing.
What a underrated wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
We also talk about his gimmick, but not his in-ring work.
Mm-hmm.
And his in-ring is pretty good.
What's crazy is that he's just as good now as he was in 2004.
He doesn't
20 years has passed, and it doesn't
age.
show if you just look at R-Truth.
And he pins Stevens with a pretty sweet double 100 DDT.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
What'd you give it?
I give it 3.
I give it 2.5. I thought it was just kind of average.
Okay.
Just fine.
Then we get our last fellows, our main division match.
I love this.
We get Mascarita Sagrada, the original, not El Torito, the original.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes on Pirata Morgan,
mm-hmm.
who is a pirate man.
Yeah, he's a small pirate.
Clearly.
And I love him.
This match was, for what it was,
so much fun.
For what it was
I
really
wish it
fun.
went 10 minutes longer.
No, you don't.
I do. This was awesome.
And this match ends in, to me, what is the perfect way for a mini division match to end: a small package.
Yep, dude. awesome.
I gave us 3 3/4.
I gave it 3 1/4. So
Okay.
I was even lower. I thought I was going to be higher than you on this, but this was really fun.
I-
this is why we watch wrestling.
Yeah,
man.
you know, I gave it 3/4. I was like, this is
Just two
this is
little
just
people.
this
going
is like
at it.
a match I rated because like it's the shenanigans and I love it.
Yeah, this was just goofy. I love just a goofy match. That's what TNA is going to bring you all the time. Stuff like this.
Not this next match. I'll tell you that much.
Before the next match, though, Scott Hall comes out and says that Kevin Nash isn't going to be there for the main event because kind of the booking of this is that it's going to be Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy, right? Battle of the Jeffs. And Scott Hall's going to be in Jarrett's corner. Kevin Nash is going to be Hardy's corner. So I have a note here saying nothing makes me more confident that Kevin Nash will be there than Scott Hall saying he won't be there.
If Kevin Nash is thinking Scott Hall's not going to be there, I believe that. If Scott's thinking
It's just the fact of like one going into the show had no idea either one of them were involved at all. So then Scott Hall coming on and being like, Kevin Nash will not be here. I'm like, okay, of course he's going to be here. This is pro wrestling. Of course he's going to be
my
here.
friend. Trust me, he's not going to be here.
Of course, he hit a big "Hey Yo" at the beginning. I love.
Of course,
the fans went nuts for the "Hey Yo." All right, what do you got here?
Well, the tag team match for the NWA World Tag Team Championship, which proves that this title has been in the gutter for at least 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Team Canada champions Bobby Roode and Eric Young with
Pretty rad tag team.
Scott D'Amore.
Yeah, like this tag team.
Have the unsatisfactory result of having to face the 3 Live crew of Road Dogg and Conan.
God, Road Dogg sucks, dude.
The worst part is that when Ron Killings was in here, it was fine. And also, can I make you aware of their nicknames, please?
3 Live Crew?
No, yes.
Yeah, I have no. I know Ron the Truth Killings. Is that
No,
one?
no,
He has
no.
a different nickname for this.
Different, yep. So, PG James Road Dogg was the Trailer Park Gangsta, or B Jizzle.
Nope. You're making that up.
I'm not.
That's not real.
I'm not, because it gets even worse. Ron Killings was already known as the Truth. He was dubbed the Suntan Superman.
Suntan Superman?
Yeah, because he's not white.
Yeah, I get it. It's terrible.
And Conan was dubbed the Magic Stick.
Nope. I don't like that at all.
Or K Dizzle.
I don't like the Magic Stick. Nope.
And could you believe it that when they teamed with Kip James, they were 4 Live crew?
Of course they were.
So we were being forced to watch a 3 Live crew match.
Yeah.
And the worst part is
Forced by ourselves.
the worst part is they win.
Yeah.
They win with a flapjack, which I'm reading the Wikipedia page. It is very funny how enough it goes. Conan lifted up Rude into the air, sit down, and forced Rude's face into the mat. Mm-hmm. It's a sit-down face buster, or a flapjack, whatever you want to call it. What did you give this?
I give it 2 1/4.
I gave it 2.
Okay. Bobby Roode and Eric Young really hadn't hit their stride as wrestlers yet. They're still pretty young here, right? This is before Beer Money Inc. for Bobby Roode, which I think was definitely his best stuff. Or maybe NXT was his best stuff. Either way, this is before all that, and this is before Eric Young really starts hitting his stride as a wrestler. And then just Conan, I do believe at a time was a good wrestler. This was not that time. And then Road Dogg always sucked. He was just good for catchphrases.
Right, yeah. And then we're getting an even weirder match.
We get
after our promo.
Vince Russo DOA ad. Whatever. It was Vince Russo. It was very New Jersey based.
Vote for me, bro. Vote for me, bro. I'm better than Dusty, bro. I'm so good. I did not bankrupt WCW, bro. Trust me, bro. We're all good, bro.
Yeah. And then my next note is, what the hell is Roddy Piper doing here?
I don't know.
And then it's Piper's Pit, and I just my next note is, oh, we're running this back because Jimmy Snuka shows up, and there's like a whole thing where Roddy wants to let Jimmy get revenge and have Jimmy hit him with a coconut, because if you don't know, back in like 83, 84, there's a Piper's Pit where Roddy Piper hits Jimmy Snuka with a coconut over the head. It's a pretty famous moment, and but then like Kid Cash shows up and interrupts it, and I think he ends up taking the coconut shot. But also Michael Shane and Frankie Kazarian were there, and I wrote here like this is just such a random collection of wrestlers. You know what I mean? It's just Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snuka, Kid Cash, Frankie Kazarian, and Shawn Michaels' cousin were in this segment. I didn't like this at all.
Oh, and then I forgot. I did write down a promo. Monty Brown. The greatest promo of all time.
Yeah, there was the promos. Abyss, Monty Brown, and Raven all had promos where they were like stuck in boxes and they were wearing straitjackets and they hadn't been given food or water for a whole day for the Monsters Ball match or something.
So dumb. It's he doesn't even say it. He doesn't even do his catchphrase here, which is incredible. He might, unless he does, the
I don't remember.
Pounds, that one.
Yeah, I think he says the pounds a few times, but he doesn't do like the whole big yell.
So that's not the best one we've gotten from him, but it's definitely still one. Then we get to the next match, which is weird, to say the least. Trinity, better known for jumping ship the next year to join the full-blooded Italians.
Really?
Yes.
What did she go by in WWE?
Trinity.
Oh, she went by Trinity?
She was there for like 2 years.
Okay.
For some reason, somebody has voted her as Naomi.
Oh. People think this is Naomi, and they've given her big votes on Cage Match?
No, like a 5. But even worse, we do have to mention who Trinity is being valeted by. And I don't want to.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to. Johnny Swinger, first of all, is one of them. He's not horrible. And then we get Glenn Gilberti's ass stunned and doing that stupid disco shit that he's done all the time. I hate him.
Mm-hmm.
This match...
Disco Inferno, for those who don't know.
We have talked about this match longer than this match has already gone on. Trinity defeats Jacqueline in a terrible match. I give
Interference. Really short match. What'd you give it?
2.
I gave it 1 in 3/4.
That's fair.
But, interestingly enough, this is the second classic review where we've seen Jacqueline and Disco Inferno get involved.
Oh my God, you're right.
Back in the original version of the show, the first classic review was Halloween Havoc 1997. Where these two wrestle each other for 10 minutes.
Shout out to Randy Savage for destroying his legs on that card.
Yeah, let's just move on to the next match.
We might as well, because it is the Monsters Ball match. The very first one, we got Abyss, Monty Brown, and Raven. Mm-hmm. After you've locked them up in a cage for 24 hours, no light, food, or water. And you let them loose in a no DQ
situation, yeah.
It is a match. It is a really good match, actually.
I really like this.
It was, they use like the chairs, the tables, the thumbtacks, the whole shebang, I guess, in terms of like the business stuff. There's not like the board with the nails on it just yet, but they're getting there.
Mm-hmm. This match, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a fun hardcore match. If you like hardcore wrestling, go check that out. I gave it 3.5. What'd you give it?
Of course, Monty Brown wins. Thank God, with the pounds. I give it a 4.
Okay. This fits under kind of my theme of the night, which is this should have been longer.
Yes.
There are only 2.
Not even 10 minutes.
There are 2 matches on this card that go over 10 minutes. We get 18 minutes for the main event and 26 minutes for that gauntlet thing. And that's mostly only long because of the stipulation that it is. So I just... It should have been longer, but it's still a really good match. I feel like a lot of these matches could have been longer, and we maybe could have cut like the 8-man tag and like the Trinity versus Jacqueline match and stuff like that. The next match was almost 10 minutes, though.
Yes, it was. Wikipedia has it as 11:31.
Oh, the cage match has it as 9:45.
And cage match has it as 9:45. So the times are differing, but I think Wikipedia they include entrances. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Petey Williams takes on with Katamori of Team Canada for the X Division title. Takes on AJ Styles, and boy howdy, what a match!
Yeah, this was pretty. Crazy.
This is maybe the match of the night.
We'll see. We'll see when we finish.
I think I know what you're gonna put as match of the night then. I really liked it. AJ does his moves. Eric Young at this point in time is
speaking of
really
AJ
good.
doing his moves. You said Eric Young. I think I meant Petey Williams.
Yeah. My bad.
He does a snap German out of the Tree of Woe. So he lifts himself. He's in the Tree of Woe, which if you don't know, that's when you're upside down in the corner, and Petey Williams is on the top rope, and he lifts himself up to hit a snap German. Ridiculous. This Styles kid is pretty damn good.
Yeah, this Styles is gonna be something in a few years. So, and I like to call it the finish is that Petey Williams does win the match, but the way he does it, he jumps from the top.
Well, the first thing is the ref stops mid count to deal with Scott D'Amore.
Right.
To stop Screw AJ Styles. Terrible refereeing.
Right.
Pee Wee Anderson levels of refereeing here.
I don't know. Maybe if this is Rudy Charles, I can see why Scott Steiner was unsure why he had a first name.
Yeah. But you continue with the finish, yeah. So
he jumps off top rope, lands, and hits a Canadian Destroyer like that.
Panama Sunrise.
Sweet.
Years before Adam Cole would do it.
The Panama Sunrise. A young Adam Cole was like, I want to do that move.
Yep.
And it was a great match. I gave it 4 stars as well.
I gave it 3 3/4.
Okay, we're getting really close there.
Yeah.
I think you gave us this next match.
We'll have to see. The next match is America's Most Wanted, Chris Harris and James Storm versus Triple X, Christopher Daniels, and Prime Time, which is Elix Skipper. So yeah, what you want to go over the match? It's last man standing, but not the way you think it is.
Yeah, it's last man standing. It's
kind of more of an elimination
yeah,
match.
it is. It's
But there's you have to get pinned and then not make the 10 count. It's overbooked last man standing.
Yes.
Is what it is.
It's really only known for that one move.
This one doesn't have that one move. Are you thinking of the cage match?
Yeah.
That's the next show.
Is it? Oh,
that wasn't on
You're
this.
right. You're right.
Yeah, because this wasn't in a cage. That was at some other show down the line. But the same teams. I don't know. What'd you think of it?
Well, it was a good match.
Yeah. I gave it 3 1/4.
I'd agree with you.
Okay. And then take us into our main event here.
The final match of the night is the Battle of the Jeffs.
Oh, at some point, by the way, Dusty Rhodes wins that election.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett against Jeff Hardy.
Jeff's probably going to win. Put my money down on it now.
Good answer. Jeff does win.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Jeff Jarrett wins this match.
Of course he does. Bree-woo. Scott interferes. Kevin Nash does show up. He comes with 2 guitars. Jeff Hardy just being a physicist for some reason with the ladders, because this was a ladder match for the NWA title, and just building contraptions out of ladders.
Shenanigans,
Oh yeah, shoddy finish. I thought it was really good until the finish. This was a really good singles ladder match. As far as those go, really good work from Jeff and Jeff. I give 4 stars.
I gave it 3 3/4. So
3 3/4.
Yeah.
And then, of course, to cap the night off, because why not? What happens at the end of this match?
This man comes out in a black limousine outside the venue, and would you know it, it's fucking Randy Savage.
Macho Man.
Ooh, yeah, and the such. And the such.
The cream of the crop.
He doesn't even get in the ring. He just walks in the ringside of the event, goes to black.
Well, it cuts off so early. All right, we do got to cut this one short. I'm sorry. It's just life is happening, so we're gonna cut it short here instead of doing the recasting, double feature, all that. Thanks again for listening. Again, just remember to enjoy wrestling, and we will be back next week with let me find it real quick. Noah Destiny 2005. So we'll finally get a Noah show in there for Shane. But yeah, thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye.